All right, no fluff, no intros. What do you do, bro?
So my name is Darius Benders. I help people start six-figure funding companies.
Start six-figure funding companies.
Yes.
Heck does that mean?
So, a lot of people talk about getting access to funding. So what we do is we're the people who help people get access to funding. Because, a lot of times, we have all these people, we're educating people on how to go out and do it themselves. But a lot of people come to me like someone like yourself, you're busy. You don't really want to take the time to maybe learn how to get funding. So you come to me, I get you access to the funding, and then I charge a success fee on the back end.
A success fee.
Yes. So success fee is essentially, our business is so dope because I don't charge anything up front. So I get paid based off of a percentage. So it's 10%. Some people do 20%. I like to stick to 10. I feel like 20 is a lot. So example, if we go get you $100,000 in funding, you have the funding. Once you receive your products, then I would send you an invoice for $10,000.
Really?
Yes.
That legal?
Yes, very legal.
You're sure? Hey, listen, man. Financial advice goes rampant on the internet. I just want to make sure
100%
that there's no issues.
Everything is contractual. So anything is contractual. So what we do is the process, I'll break briefly, is essentially we get on a call. I'll let you know how it works. It's not, any gimmicks. No, I'll let you know, hey, you pay nothing up front. You don't pay me until I get you the funding. So if I don't get you the result, I don't get anything. And then what happens is once you agree on it, I send you a contract, a legal binding doc that essentially says you are allowing me to apply on your behalf for funding, and you are to pay a 10% success fee within 3 to 7 business days after you receive your cards, lines of credit, or loans.
Dang.
Yep.
Hold on. So you apply on their behalf? Like
Yes.
So let's say I'm your client. I don't go to the funder myself.
No, we do the funding for you. It's a done for you service.
Oh.
Yeah, so it takes that out the equation where you have to guess or you have to know anything. No, we're literally handling the whole process on your behalf.
How long you been doing that?
I've been doing it now 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
How you get into it?
I got into it because I went to a conference and I didn't know anything. And I seen people talking about funding, so then I got access to funding. I got access to $167,000 in 47 days. Then I started paying for mentorships, coaching, and then people kept $167,000.
Who gave you this $167,000?
So a couple of different lenders. So and we'll get into it, but PSECU, I got money from Bank of America, got money from DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, got access to funding from Chase, got access to funding from Univest, a couple of different lenders, right? Yeah, and we teach you how to identify banks that you want to go to give you funding. One thing we focus on is 0% interest funding, because if I get you funding, right, well, you might not be so concerned with interest rates because you're seasoned, but most brand new business owners, they're starting off at nothing. So the thing we teach is fund responsibly, right? Put your clients in the best position. So if I can get you funding at 0% interest from anywhere from 9 to 18 months, now that gives you time to go out, create cash flow, start making money before any interest accrues. And in between that time period, you just have to pay back 1% per month. So on 20,000, if you were to use that on a business, set up a podcast, go get what you need to get, you're only paying $200 per month. No one's mad about paying $200 on 20,000, right? So it's a win-win situation for the clients and the customers.
Gotcha. Okay, so you apply for do you need like a power of attorney or what?
Yeah. So when they sign the contract, they are giving us power of attorney. They're saying that we can apply on their behalf.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. So are there big companies that do this? Or is there something I can compare this business model to?
So a lot of there's a lot of essentially like big affiliate companies. Like you might have heard like Rock Financial. And what they do is they essentially middleman for.
Oh,
yeah,
bruh, it just clicked.
Yeah,
it just clicked.
But what we do is we handle the whole process. A lot of times they're middlemaning and they have a company over them, a bigger company that's essentially they're just getting their 2 or 3% fee. But what we do is we take all the work from the clients and we're the person that's doing the funding on their behalf.
Bro, I was confused as to what you do.
Yeah.
I just know you get a lot of people funding and they get the money, which we'll talk about how to be responsible with the debt.
Yep.
But it was 2014, where I've been, rocking my business for a couple years, and I was about to open a store in South DeKalb Mall.
Okay.
So my business is doing okay. Not a lot of profit, but I'm grossing some money, right? So this guy calls and And I don't know how, when he started calling, mad other people started calling, like, hey, we can get you funding. Bro, first off,
That was like a rock.
I pretty much get a text or a phone call every day.
Yep.
Somebody trying to get me funding, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna let you. So hold on, let me see. Accelerator. Every single day, bro.
Yep. Once one
I get
gets
a
a hold
call
of you, everybody gets a hold
of somebody saying, yo, we approved you for 200,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy calls and he says, hey, Mr. Shands, heard you looking for funding. I was like, well, how you know that? I am, but how you know that? He's like, I don't know how he got my information. Again, it's over 10 years ago. So he said, we can get you funding. How much do you need? I said, I'm about to open up this store and I'm gonna need about 20-something thousand, 30,000 for the build up. Long story short, he says, we got a couple lenders and we can approve you for this money. These are the interest rates. And I got the 30,000 and he gave me two options. He said, you can either give us some money on every process. Every transaction. It was like 20% on every transaction. Or we can just do a direct from your bank account. And it wasn't ongoing interest. It was like, yo, we gave you 30, you owe us 36,000, 38,000, whatever it was. And he said we could take it out of your bank account every single week. It was a daily draft.
Yeah, those are terrible.
Or take it off of every process.
Yeah. That's alternative lending. So a lot of times those rates are predatory because now you're in a position where you don't even know if your business is going to make money, and every day they're taking money out of your account, right? Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to put you in a better position. Now what'll happen is they'll come to someone who's like, man, if I only had this 30,000, I'm lit, not knowing that 9 times out of 10 you don't know what you're doing. It's your first business, or even if it's your second, you don't know if that cash flow is going to start coming in. So yeah, that's called alternative lenders, and a lot of people will do that. You have weekly terms, bi-weekly terms, even daily terms, but those don't really put you in a win situation. So we're big on, to come to us, we want you to have a certain credit profile, right? You want to have typically at least a 680, strong data points, and a proper LLC. That way we can go to our lenders, which give you grace. They give you, 12 months where now you can go out and have some breathing room before you have to start paying back any interest. Right. Yeah.
I think my point though was the guy is not the bank.
Right. He's a middleman. Yeah, he's the middleman.
So that's why it just clicked on what you are him. But these are multi-million, probably billion-dollar companies where they're just calling and making the money. So I did get the 30,000. I want to say the payback was 38,000, and I just had them take it off of my every transaction because I'm like, bro, don't take it off my account because I might not be there. I ain't gonna hold you. But okay, this makes sense. And you get these texts and these calls from people, and you don't know what they're doing. But what you're saying is you help people become the middleman. Primarily, right?
No. We are the man. So there's two options. So there are funding brokers, which I have people in my program who are funding brokers, where they just middleman things. And then there's...
But you teach people to be brokers though, right?
We teach people, we teach you how to be the broker or how to be the funding company. So we deal directly to consumer. We have banking relationships at banks. So for example, I have direct reps at Chase, BOA, U.S. Banks, couple other banks. We work directly with the consumer. We are able to help them push the applications through to get them higher limits than they normally would on the normal algorithm. If someone doesn't want to be the person they come to, they can just be a funding broker, and they can work with someone like me where they send the work, they get their percentage, maybe it's 3 to 5%, and all they're doing is promoting it, and they're eating without having to actually do applications or deal directly with a banking relationship manager.
Couple ways we can do this. Yes. You're saying I can come to you and I can say, all right, well, this is my friend Kay. Kay needs some money. I send her to you, and I'll get a percentage of what you get, or a percentage of the whole deal?
A percentage of both, because what I get 10% of the whole deal, and I'll kick you back 3 of the 10% that I'm getting.
3 of the 10?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So now, one of the strategies we use is I might say, David Shins, let me come into morning meetup. Let me give your people some free game. And then for those who qualify and want me to do funding, I'll get them funding, and I'll kick you back a percentage. It's a win-win because now for you, you're able to give more value into your community. You're able to get them funding, which allows them to grow, which gives you better results in your community, and you're able to make money without having to do the actual funding.
Are you able to track like a link?
Absolutely.
All right, so look, y'all, if y'all need some money, there's a link somewhere in this video. Go on to get you them couple dollars to grow your business. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 parts. 1, I can come to you to get some funding.
Yes.
You can connect me.
Yes.
Or I can just be an affiliate for other people.
Yes.
Tell me about you becoming the bank, though. That's different, isn't it?
So you getting an in with the bank. So one of the biggest things that's been trending or whatever is getting access to a relationship banking manager, someone who works directly with underwriting at the banks. Because typically, if you apply for, let's say you apply for a business credit card, like for example Chase, if you have good credit, your LLC is set up properly, if you might get 20, 25, even 30,000. But when you see people online showing these $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 approvals, it's because they have access to a relationship banking manager, which works very closely with underwriting. So the difference is you're filling out an application normally. With us, what we do is we set up our client in a CC and an email with a rep at the bank. And now what happens is the rep gets on a quick Zoom with the client just to verify they are who they say they are. And then they're able to manually push it through via DocuSign, and it goes in the bank they put a stamp on it, essentially letting them know it's from the relationship manager. So that's how a normal funding company, you can go get people 100, 150,000 if you know what you're doing and they have good credit. But when you have access to these reps, it takes your commissions up to a whole new level, because now you're able to get people 200, 300, even $400,000 sometimes.
Wow. Yeah. I want to tackle this because I want to get more information on how you even get these relationships with the bank.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, do a lot of people end up ruining their credit with getting debt?
No, because that's why we're big on business funding, right? Because difference between business and personal, obviously, like if you go out and you get personal funding and you over leverage yourself, which is utilizing all of it before you have cash flow, you can get yourself stuck, right? Mm-hmm. So I tell people, typically rule of thumb, I'm big on funding responsibly, is only utilize about 20% of your personal credit. Set it up on things like bills. If you're gonna leverage it for your business, make sure it's minimal, right? Because the last thing you want to do, a lot of people get stuck.
Hold on, I'm lost.
Yeah.
You said use it for personal?
Your person, if you get personal credit cards, what people will try to do is they'll go try to spend all of it on their business, but you shouldn't over leverage, because now your utilization goes high. And if you don't have cash flow, now you're stuck. Yeah. Now we can't get to getting business funding, which is the real leverage. Because with business funding, if let's say you got $50,000 and you want to utilize that to invest in your business, because that account doesn't report to your personal credit, the utilization doesn't affect you. Right, so you can go max out essentially 20, 30, 50,000. As long as we're making minimum payments every month, we can max it out, because now we have time to go create cash flow, so it doesn't put us in a bad position, right?
I see.
Yes.
So is the strategy, let's get a personal credit card first, use it some, and then we go to business?
Exactly. The reason you want to do that is because when we go to the business side, they're looking for at least 2 personal credit cards with around a $5,000 limit, because it's called comparable credit. So if you only have $1,000 from Capital One and that's all a business lender sees, when you're going for funding, it's hard for them to give you 30, 40, because you've never handled a substantial amount of money, which doesn't let them know if you're deemed lend worthy. Yeah.
Why do people, I've really been trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Why is a bank so eager to lend people money, understanding that I would think most people are irresponsible people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's these times throughout the year that I start to notice that it's ramping up. People are like, yo, we want to give you money. We want to give you money, especially maybe somebody who hasn't had a whole lot of success in business. I'm trying to understand the incentive for this bank to start lending out money, even though it seems like a high possibility, they're not going to get it back.
Interest. I mean, the way the banks make money is off that interest. So they want you to have the money so they can sort of have most people trapped. That's why, I always tell people, I feel like the thing people go wrong is when they get money and then they go do the thing they want to do. That's the worst thing you can do, because you don't know what you don't know, right? Yeah. So my big thing is, whether it's, my program or whatever, it's when you get this funding, the first thing you should do is you should go get guidance. You should go get a coach in whatever industry you do, because otherwise the chances of you figuring that thing out the first time, like you said, it's small. You've never done it. You don't know what you don't know. When you get a coach and you get guidance, now what it does is it gives you an actual blueprint, an actual way to go out and create income. And now that's funded responsibly, because you took the credit and you leveraged it to create cash flow.
For sure. But I'm saying still, it seems like a bank, I wonder what the default rates are.
Probably high. I would assume it's definitely high.
If I'm a bank, I'm eager to give all these people money.
Yeah.
But I know by doing this for that long, They are
ain't
not
getting
going to
it
pay me back. You feel me?
Nah, facts.
I'm asking, is the interest from the ones that pay back covering all the losses, or is this loss somewhat of a write-off, or is it like I don't know, bro. I've been trying to figure this thing out.
That's a good question. I mean, we know America is built on, I think, $3 trillion in debt. It's a lot of debt.
That's not a good thing.
It's not. I agree.
But I do understand. So, shouts out to my sister Terica. We had these conversations, and I'm not a big fan of debt. But she's like, yo, if you are going to build out a 9-figure empire, you can't do it with the money that's in your bank account, right? And I think I probably would be a good candidate for debt because I don't have a high lifestyle. Exactly. I'm not about to go buy no Rolls Royce with the money. Right. You feel me? Like I'm very conscious of what I owe.
Yes.
And how much pressure I'm under. I don't have a whole lot of debt myself, right? So what is the education process for these people that, I got this idea, I got this dream, my credit's cool, I just got $100,000 in cash. How do we not blow it like an athlete?
There's a lot of things you can do with $500. I mean, you can have a night out with your significant other. You could buy some really expensive shoes. Well, really nice shoes are about double $500. You could buy a course where you can learn something for $500. But I have something better for you to do with the $500. I want to meet with you every single morning for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not the rest of your life, but every morning, Monday through Friday, for the rest of the year. I have information and game that have allowed me to build a successful business, a successful community, and a successful life all the way around. But I want to share that with you. But the only way we can accomplish this is not me selling you a course, not me giving you a one-on-one consultation, because even with that, you'll get the information, but you'll need more. I want to meet with you every single morning. Now, would I meet with someone every morning for $500 for a year? And the answer is yes. Actually, we've been doing this thing since 2017. We have what's called the Morning Meetup. Every single month, we have a theme, whether it's social media, whether it's motivation, whether it's strategy, whatever it is, we have a theme for the month, and every morning in that month, we have a conversation around that topic. And I am giving a wealth of knowledge, not only myself, but a lot of friends, a lot of people that you see on this podcast, they join every single week. So you need a community of people that you can grow with, and you need a coach. I'm your coach. The Morning Meetup is your community. Go to themorningmeetup.com. It's $499, and I will meet you every single morning for an entire year. Give it a shot.
Facts. Literally what I just told you. So the first thing I tell you is, and we'll ask a question, hey, what are you looking to do with the money, right? Third is like real estate. Okay, cool. Third is business, and a new business, and the third is already a cash flowing business, right? So if someone like you comes to me, you already have a plan, right? So my insight's not going to do too much. You already have what you want to do. But for people who are newer, I'm asking questions like, well, what are you looking to do with this money? And it might be anything, Airbnb, Turo, whatever. Okay, cool. My suggestion would be make sure that you get guidance from someone who's already done it, because now it's just going to give you a blueprint. Because most people, like you said, they think they know. They think that they already can go out and do it, but you can't. And a lot of people worry about a cost of like getting a coach or whatever. But I tell people it's going to cost you more not to have a coach, because the mistakes you're going to make, like I tried Airbnb when I first got credit. Oh, God. Man, I tell you, I lost like $25,000, and it was because I did a little course, but I was being cheap. I was like, I didn't want to pay the $5K for the coach to get it, and sure enough, it bit me in the butt.
Yeah. Have you always had money?
Nah, nope, not at all.
Where you from?
I'm from Boston.
Boston,
Mass.
How old are you?
32. I just turned 32 last week. 32? Yeah.
And how many students you got?
Currently, we have 160. We've coached over 1,000 people now.
Coached over 1,000 people?
1,000 people, yeah.
How much does it cost to be a client?
It depends at what level. We have different level programs. We have a 5K program. We have a 10K. We have a 30K, and we just opened up our $50,000 program.
What? Yeah. Why people pay you?
Why? I help a lot of people make a lot of money.
Okay, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Hold on. You have how many students?
Currently, close to 160.
160. But you've helped 1,000?
Yeah, we've helped 1,000. Yeah.
You done made some bread.
Yeah, we did all right. Yeah,
I do coach as well, so it's like I understand the why someone would invest in this guidance, but
Yes.
why do you think people invest in you?
I think the biggest thing with us is just, and I mean, it's truly is just, I just always say, when you love on the people, the money will come. And one thing we do in our program is we over deliver. We have, and it's not about number of calls, but quality of calls. I know, because on my entrepreneurship journey, like I don't know if you remember, I met you in 2021 at a conference. That was my first time, and I was dead broke. I was in my mom's basement, 29 years old.
Wow.
I was in my mom's house, so I used to shoot my content from the basement. And I just remember saying, you know, I'm going to be on these platforms one day and I'm going to be helping people. So the journey, and it happens so fast. I think people think entrepreneurship like has to take a long time. But what it was is, and that's why I'm so big on talking about it, I didn't have a coach. So I was the dude who worked hard. Yeah. I did Uber, Caviar, personal training, part-time, nightlife. I was that dude who worked. But what I realized is, hard work is obviously a prerequisite, but it's not the answer to creating real wealth. You got to get guidance because we don't know what we don't know. So what I do in our programs is we just make sure that we fill in all the gaps that people don't have. Like I know the information without the mindset is useless. So we added a mindset piece into it. We do morning mindset calls twice a week now because most people's problems is accountability and it is taking action. When you're coaching people at like a credit, funding, even what you do, right? We're helping people like become the person. Yeah. So we just give them the plays. We're like, yo, go do the work. But when you coach people who are already making money, like I have a higher level program for coaches who want to scale. For them, it's just go run the play. They don't have no belief issues. They don't have no confidence issues. So it's a different ball game. But yeah, for us, it's just loving on the people. And if you do that, the money comes.
All right. So I want to get into this high ticket coaching conversation.
Yeah.
And what you've learned. So the audacity of you to charge someone $50,000, right? Like, I mean, that's what someone would say. I mean, I thought that too until I paid it. And I'm like, yo, that joint is lit. What inside of you says, I'm going to come up with a package for $50,000. You've already have clients at $30,000. Yeah. Where are you getting this stuff from? Why?
Because if I don't make them a higher offer, I'm doing them a disservice because they want to know, how do I get to my next level, right? So we have people that are doing $50,000 a month and they want to know, how do I condense time? Well, okay, we've done multi-day events where we've had multiple six-figure days. Well, they want to know, how can they do the same thing? So essentially it's about buying back your time. But like a lot of people think, oh, time is money. Time is not money. Time is much more important than money. So I can teach people how to make money faster, right? Like with a funding company, we got people doing $20,000, $30,000, $35,000 a month. Now they want to do what I do. Now they want to be on the other side now, helping impact people because they see the impact it's had in their lives. So to do that, we make an offer that allows them to make more money faster and serve more people.
So I invest in you.
Yeah.
What do I get? What are you teaching me?
Yeah, at our inner circle level, the $30,000 level, now we're getting into webinars. Now we're getting into scaling with multi-day events.
Oh, teaching them how to do webinars.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so you do webinars?
Yeah.
Give me your webinar structure because my joints ain't that good.
Nah, for sure. So our webinar structure is essentially, when I tell people webinars, I've done now for 2.5 years straight, damn near every single week. The biggest thing with webinars is the whole presentation is just shifting beliefs, right? So introduction phase, most people come on and they just want to start teaching. And that's cool, but you got to get the room, room's mind right. So the first 10 minutes, I'm just spending, first 15, 20 minutes, I'm spending on mindset. And I'm letting them know, listen, the information we're going to give you today, it's going to be great. I'm going to give you information that literally I use to change my life. But none of that matters if you don't become the person, if you don't get rid of the distractions, if you don't start taking more action, if you don't act now, right? Success loves speed. And then what that does is it allows a room to say, oh, shoot. Because on webinars, people are on their phone, people are at their house. You got to get their mind right so they're locked in. All right. Then from there, we'll get into introduction, letting them know a little bit about who I am, where I came from. And that part is so important. I think a lot of times people think, like, go by that part fast. But no, you need to be relatable. So when I tell people 2.5 years ago, I was literally dead broke at my mom's house in Boston, and we've been blessed to have our first 7-figure year. They're like, hold on. If he can do it, I can do it, right? And it's just me being transparent with the people. After we get into the introduction, now we go into, what are you here for? Are you here to learn how to get funding? Are you here to run a funding company? Are you here for both? Like, what is your goals? Because now that allows me to know who I'm talking to in the chat, right? Already knowing that my offer is going to be for both people, but I want to know who of more I'm talking to because it's just more data.
It's a fire offer too on a webinar because you're essentially showing them as soon as they invest in you, you're going to get them the money.
Exactly.
Essentially.
And here's the play. We take people, so we do live funding. So everyone in their webinar should have one thing that takes people from possible to probable, right? And what I mean by that is when they come in the room, they already know, oh, this is possible, I see it. But what we do when we do live funding is we make it real. So if I got 100 people on a webinar, and live funding essentially is we work with pre-qualified type banks. I drop the link, I share my screen, I show them how to fill it out on their behalf, and they're able to see if they have offers right on the spot. So now what it does is if you got approved, you're like, nah, he's him, right? He just got me funding live. And if you didn't get approved because your credit might not be right, you see it's possible and you're close to the fire. I say if you stay close to the fire, eventually you're gonna get hot. So now what it does is the morale in the room is up, all right? And then we go into, obviously, a pitch where you're just presenting the opportunity. You're letting people know what the outcome will look like. And then we talk about closes, right? Which is just speaking to the people and why they need to take the offer.
So I would imagine the journey of your program. I'm asking because I'm looking to keep shaping my programs as well. My flagship is the morning meetup, but it's not like it's like 500 for the year. It's not nothing high.
I was in there for a little bit. You dedicated.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Yeah.
You dedicated.
When was you in there?
I was in there probably last year. Yeah, last year.
That's helpful, right?
Yeah, very, very much so.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, but there's no ascension necessarily. It's
you need
not
that
like
ascension. You're leaving probably a couple M's on the table because people already trust you. Even people outside your program trust you. So inside the program, 5 days a week, yeah. Conversation equals conversion. They going up with you for sure.
So I need to give you $30,000 so you can.
For you, we work side by side. Only 50% off for you.
I love it. Well, let me ask this too.
Yeah.
Have you seen a shift in people willing to invest in education in this particular year, this season? Because a lot of people that I talk to that are in that space, you're like, it ain't as sweet. Not even comparing to 2021 and 2022, because that's like cheat code stuff. But
I wish I was on that then.
Right. So, like, have you seen a decline where people just like, yo, I ain't got the money to invest in no coach?
I believe price is only an issue when there's absence of value. So we have seen seasons. Like one thing I know is last year, December kicked my butt. Really? This year, I'm coming for December. That was my worst month. And then the summertime, July and August can be a little tougher. People are traveling, people are out. September, everyone's like, oh, I'm getting back. I'm ready for the new year coming up. And then, of course, January, February, tax season people. But overall, we have seen towards the third and fourth quarter the fourth quarter of this year actually spike an actual increase. I believe the education game is you want to find a way to stay relevant and you want to continue to put out content. I feel like a lot of people, once you kind of have a foundation or you might have been through a season of making a lot of money, you feel like I don't got to keep showing up. One thing I do is I make sure that our content, putting out 3 to 4 pieces a day. We're now looking to get into this YouTube game because I understand.
Pay me $30,000 and I'll set you up.
No, that's what I was just telling you. I might join your podcast room being built out. So I might holler at you.
Oh yeah, we get you right.
Yeah.
We get you right.
But yeah, essentially what we find is like you gotta show up for the people because it's a game where more people are doing education now. Yeah. So rather than it's not that people don't want to invest, it's that they have more options. Yeah. So you gotta over deliver in terms of the value. Like people are like, oh, I don't want to give away a lot of free game because why would they buy? I'm like, I'll give away a whole lot of information because why wouldn't they buy? Right.
All right, so let me ask this too, because you are in this space of financial education, and there are the scammer word is thrown out. Like if you talk about financial literacy, like right now, bro, someone is looking at both of us like, oh, they're scammers.
Yeah.
Does that affect your emotions at all?
Nah, not at all. You know why? One, no shade, of course. I don't do credit. I don't talk about credit repair. Yeah. And I feel like that's an industry where I'm not saying it's bad, but it can get sticky in terms of people's opinions of it. And then second is, I mean, what I do is think about it. I get people funding. They don't pay me unless they get funding. So we don't really get a lot of scammer accusations or anything like that. And in our program, 2024, we've had 2 chargebacks all year. The whole year. And one of the ways we did that is by just adding like client success manager to work with people like one-on-one, because I feel like a lot of times the scammer work gets thrown around in the education field or financial literacy field because people feel like they're not being taken care of. So if you can solve those problems, business gets easier and you don't have to worry about that as much.
That's dope, man. Yeah. This don't have a whole lot to do with what we're talking about right now, but at 29, you were staying with your mom, right? And you was doing party promotions?
Yep.
Where was you taking the ladies?
Yo, I get asked that question all the time. I had the I had the plug to the Marriott in the Hilton. I had the plug.
Yo, did they ever like? Did they know you stay with your mom?
Of course, I was transparent. But
Really?
you gotta think when you're. I feel like this. I tell you, when you're in a leadership position, like you're a leader, like you have some sort of influence, and people rock with that. So one thing I always been transparent. I wasn't capping like, yeah, my apartments. Nah, it was straight up. This is what I'm doing right
My
now.
house is being built right now, so I got to stay at my mom's.
It's been built for 6 months.
Dang, bro. What's it been like though to go from that to having a 7-figure year, which is crazy?
Mm-hmm.
What's that been like?
It's been amazing, man. I say God is good. Like I look back and I always said like I made a decision like I was gonna do this thing. It had to work. But honestly, I didn't realize like how fast it can happen. So like that's my brother right there, and we used to talk about like we're gonna get on one day, and it feels surreal. Honestly, it feels surreal. But my biggest thing is I'm grateful. I make sure I show a lot of gratitude because I feel like a lot of times, like when we're super ambitious, sometimes we can forget to just stop and kind of be grateful for the things we got. But I'm excited more so for where we're going because I feel like we got a lot more in us. So I'm just excited about the future. I'm grateful.
Going?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm trying to hit next year. Trying to get that plaque you got. I want that 10 mil
We're
joint.
talk about that too, Tom.
Trying to get that, man.
Yeah, I think this is cool though because our community does need funding. Is there any disparity in that? Like some banks don't fund black people in black areas and stuff like that. Is there some truth to that?
Nah, I mean, here's the thing. They say certain zip codes. If you're in the city in some places, you might get a little less. But overall, no. If your credit profile's in order, you can get some funding for sure.
Are you sure there's not? I mean, get some funding, but is there something behind the scenes where we just don't fund black people once we know that box has been checked?
No, not that I've came across. I've done this. We funded $24 million. I haven't.
You funded $24 million.
$24 million. Yeah. Between clients, students, other people's communities. Yep, $24 million.
When do people come to you and say, I want funding? What stage of their business?
It's funny. A lot of people, it's like when it's like, yo, I need funding next week. I'm trying to close on a deal, or I need funding this week. But the best time to come to me is when you know that you have an idea and you're ready. But most people, it is when it's close to when they're looking to do what they want to do. Yeah, unfortunately. A lot of us were like last minute with things.
Do you use funding yourself?
Yes, I built this whole thing off funding. I got funding. I paid a coach, first coach. Shout out my guy Runway.
Shouts out to Runway.
Yeah, that's my guy. I paid for another couple credit funding mentorships, and then and put it into marketing. And it always comes back. The cool thing is
you took the funding, you put it into coaching and marketing.
Yes. No, I took the funding, put it into coaching and funding, and then after I had cash flow coming in, I put it into then marketing. Because once you know you have a cash flow business, then at that point you should put it into marketing because you have a product. If you have a good product and then you have proof of concept, then you should put it into more marketing. Because if you know in your business organically you're able to make a couple $1,000s, what happens if we spend $1? What happens if we spend 1,000? Right? Like you should know your business's numbers. I know in our business we get about a 4.5 X return. So for every dollar I spend, $4.5 coming back.
That it sounds kind of backwards though for the average person because if I want to get 50,000, right? The first thing I'm not going to do is pay somebody else. The first thing I'm going to do is get the products, right? In most people's mind, like if I get 50,000, I need that to put it into the product or the service.
My product is online. I need me and a laptop. So that you're right. If someone has a physical product, like I've never scaled a clothing company or something physical. Funding business is me and a laptop. I can make money from wherever. I get a lead that comes through, I'm in the middle of this podcast, or after we're done, I can go get started on them. But yeah, if someone has physical products, it would make more sense. But even then, D, I don't know. I feel like...
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying, it kind of makes sense. I mean...
It's direction.
I say it's backwards because for most people, it's not going to make sense.
It's not. You're right.
I need to pay someone else to teach me how to fish.
You're absolutely right. But most people aren't in the positions they want to be because we've been taught to think one way that hasn't necessarily been the right way for what most people want, which is more money or more wealth, right? They want to have the ability to do the things they want to do.
Yeah. What are the rules when you get funding? Is there like some rules that you have? Like, bruh, don't buy gas.
Don't go out and get no Louis, no Gucci, no cars. Don't do that first. Stay away from anything outside of the business. Like our first 6 months in business, I didn't spend on anything outside of the business.
Did they give you the $100,000 in your account, or it's just
so credit cards? So there's credit cards and there's lines of credit and there's loans. The difference is with a credit card, the money is on a credit card, right? So you swipe it to do the purchases you want to do. Line of credit, they essentially drop it into an account that says line of credit. You get your interest rate is on the money that you move to your checking account. So if you got approved for a $20,000 line of credit, but you only want to utilize 10 right now, move the money from the line of credit over to the checking account, and now you're able. That's your money that you can use, and that you're only being interest. Interest is only coming on that $10,000 that you're using.
Got it. Okay, so back to the rules. What do I keep in mind when I get this money?
Yeah, don't spend on the money anything outside of the business. That'd be my recommendation. Understand that this is leverage, so if you spend the money, you're literally working backwards. Second thing I would tell you is, again, when you get the money, my suggestion is first thing to do is get clarity from someone who's done what you're trying to do, because that's just going to set you up. And then the third thing is, as you're making the money, just understand that, one, set it up on auto pay, because I've seen dumb things like people, they'll get a late payment on funding when the funding is supposed to be set up to help you. So biggest thing is make sure you call your lender, say, hey, I'd like to set up payments on auto pay. It's happened to people who, we might think it won't happen for. And then the last thing I would say is, understand that the money is your friend. It's on your side. It's for you to build the life that you want. I built this thing off debt, so I believe debt used the right way is a great tool to help you go out and change your life.
Yeah, I need to fix my mindset, man, because I just hate. My gosh, I don't like the debt, but all wealthy people use it.
Elon Musk used 44% of the money he used for Twitter was from the banks. And the cool thing is, you've been able to create what you created off of no debt. Like, imagine if you were to put money behind it, right? Because you already know you have cash flow. You're not guessing at something that you don't know doesn't work. So it would make a lot of sense for you to grow faster.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of nervous. So this building, I don't have a mortgage on it, and Terica's like, "Yo, take out some money, put a mortgage on the building, take out some money. We could roll the money into another property, bigger property, and we can start expanding that way." It's
Great
just
move. You just think about it. Yeah.
Bro.
Usually our mindset is built off of our experience too. Like if you built something without debt, I know you're like, it's been working, but I built this thing on debt. So I'm like, well, shoot, it works. So yeah, our experience has definitely molded us. But I would say, listen, try something new.
Yeah.
Try something new.
Bro, I probably owe maybe 100. Well, maybe I probably owe on my house maybe like 180, 90,000. My mortgage, it was like $1,700. It went up with taxes. It's like $2,200.
That's
bro.
Good.
I could work at Walmart and I'd be straight,
good.
bro.
You
feel me? So that's why I didn't want to pile more on. However, that came from years of me understanding entrepreneurship, getting some money, making some money. And I guess I did use the leverage. I used the debt to build out the store, and then I paid them back and I got some money. So yes, I have used it. But now I think it's time for me to get to that next slide. I might have to holler at you for funding, man.
I got you.
What's the percentage rate or interest on the funding typically?
So on business credit cards, about 80% of national lenders have a 0% interest period. So could be anywhere from 9 to 18 months. For example, Chase, 0% 12 months on the Income Limited card and business cash card. American Express, they got blue cards, the blue cash and the blue plus. They're both 0% for 12 months. Bank of America, 0% 9 months. So most of these banks do have a 0% introductory period credit card. Yeah.
After that, what is it?
After that, it goes up, usually somewhere between 17 and 23%.
I think my interest was, when I did that loan, it was 20. It was actually 24, I want to say.
It's a loan. Yeah, a lot of loans.
But it wasn't compounding. It was just, we take 24% of this, put it on the back end, and you just pay us off. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, which I don't, it was a high payback.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm breaking that mindset.
I got you. We're gonna talk.
You got loans? You got debt? You just paid all your debt off? You gonna go get some more? So I need it. You have debt now?
A little bit, very little. Student loan debt, credit card debt. My utilization typically stays under like 15, 20. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got student loans?
Yeah.
I got student loans too, bro.
I don't know why I just don't want to just.
I'm not doing it because
That's how I
Joe
feel.
Biden was like, yo, you going to take care of it?
Facts.
My biggest fear
Stand on business.
is I pay this, because I think I owe like 30 something. I might owe like 17 now. My biggest fear is, bro, I cut this check.
And then they say it's a wrap.
And then it's an announcement. Hey, all student loans forgiven. Nah, bro, you going to get this $200 a month.
Nah, facts. You gonna get this $188 a month.
100%.
Yeah.
Are you like involved with somebody?
No, I'm
Are you
single.
dating? You're single?
Yeah.
You make a lot of money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous.
It can be.
What's the experience like?
It's cool. I've been dating casually. Nothing serious though. It's dating with money and dating without money is definitely different. I'll say.
How is it different? Because I never dated with money.
You never dated with money?
No. Nothing significant.
Okay. You have obviously you have more options, right? It's you get more leverage. Like you have the ability to do the things you want. So it's like we can go to nice places if we want on the, you know what I'm saying? Versus it's Taco Tuesday and $5 movie Tuesdays when I was at mom's crib.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? I'm getting busy on $30.
I had to
good.
use personality.
Yeah.
The only leverage I had was
Charisma.
personality. I got a
Charisma.
couple jokes for you. I can treat you nice. I'll open the door.
That's
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's
But
it.
the leverage is like, yo, let's run a Cancun for a couple days real quick.
It can be. He trying to get me.
You flying about? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be like super successful in dating.
Gotcha.
I mean, when I met my wife, that had to be 2017.
So you met her when you were like figuring this thing out?
Yeah, I wasn't poor. I wasn't broke.
Okay.
A few $100,000 a year, but
Oh,
but that's in a product-based business though.
Profit margins. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's not a lot of profit.
Gotcha.
So I was driving a 2001 Chevy Suburban.
Okay.
I thought it was nice, but I don't. It's never been a yo, let's go to Miami for the weekend.
Got you. Okay.
I ain't never.
Yeah. Got
Never
you.
been like that.
Heard you.
I ain't never had to fix my teeth and all that. Darius going crazy. What you looking for though?
Yeah, I said this year I'm gonna be intentional. I'm gonna be intentional. More intentional than I've been.
Bro, you don't flip a switch and say I'm going to be intentional.
So
now.
how does it work then if you don't flip a switch?
You might find someone that flips the switch for you.
That's good.
But you don't. I don't think it's once January 1st hits. I'm letting go of my favorite.
He said I'm letting go of my roster.
I'm letting go of my favorite friend. You know what I'm saying? You don't do it that way.
Well, then what was the switch when you said, all right, now when you met your wife or your now wife, it wasn't like, all right, now this year I'm ready to just be exclusive with one person?
Yeah, I was always with like,
okay.
I think once I find that one, even when I was single, I never like dated a whole bunch of people.
Got you.
1, 2 max.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't really have the finances to be dating. Yeah, dating's expensive.
It is.
Bro.
It is. You ain't lying. You're not lying. You're not lying.
You think you want to get married though?
Yeah, one day.
You have any kids?
No.
Oh, bro.
No.
It's so far up for you right now. I can imagine. You don't have kids. You don't have a serious relationship right now. You just wake up and you just
like, yeah.
No, don't you think the more money you make, the harder it is?
So I'll be arguing that. Me and him actually be talking about that. I think it's what you make it. Like it can be, because obviously there's always a thought, oh, is so and so, am I dealing with so and so, or is she dealing with me more so for the money or me? That thought process does come, but I feel like like I feel like if you've dealt with women, you kind of know what to look for. Of course, people can always be sneaky, but you have a general understanding. And you look for certain traits in a woman that you would perceive to be something you'd want to be with, or someone you want to be with long term.
Do you have to be with somebody that's financially astute?
Financially responsible, yes. Not already in great position.
Yeah.
No.
So you wouldn't entertain being with somebody who has a bunch of like consumer debt. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that like a thing for me? If we're responsible, because I understand circumstances, like you might have, I dated a woman before and she was funding her college out of just her, so she did have debt, but it's about the woman's ability to be responsible. If you know you got big debt, and you still out here trying to buy all the newest stuff, then that's a red flag, because your discernment, you don't have a good ability to prioritize the things that need to be prioritized. But I understand people have, they have where they started and where they're trying to go.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is just, I dated a woman who made a lot of money too, and I think I used to be like, oh yeah, I want to deal with a woman who make a lot of money, but I realized that come with some things that you might not like as well.
Yeah, I feel
You
like.
tell a woman who getting money, no, it's a little different. She'll go get in on her own, right?
I mean, well, not trying to. You don't even have to answer this question. Are you saying that you want to date a more submissive woman?
Just someone who, I like very feminine women. I like soft, nurturing.
Submissive though.
Yeah. So I just know these clips be going viral, so you gotta watch. You gotta watch how you say it. They be trying to get. You're saying, I do.
I'll start off.
Yeah.
I always wanted a submissive woman.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And not that I'm super controlling.
Exactly.
But I really don't want nobody that's telling me what to do like that. Bro. That's
exactly.
that's my preference.
Exactly.
Some people like that though.
Yeah.
Some people like a take charge, dominant. Well, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like that. I like submissive.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah. I just said, hey, I know these clips.
You gotta be careful.
You got to.
Got to be careful. All right. Question: would you fund your wedding with funding?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that answer.
Yeah. Because why not?
Because you spend $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 and you owe that.
But I know that we're going to, it's there, but we're going to make it. We're going to continue to make it, and it's going to pay it back over time. I look at it as just more leverage. Why drop 50, 60,000 on cash when I know that we have consistent cash flow that over time we can just pay it back?
Oh, because you have consistent cash flow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm the dude that your mastermind might be 30,000. I'm still going to do the payment plan, even though I got the money. I'm that dude, because it's like I can keep the money, and I know we have consistent cash flow. Now, if I was a person who maybe you don't have a business or you don't have consistent revenue, then you're going to want to obviously be more precautious because you don't know where that money's coming from. But yeah, I would.
I didn't expect that answer, but it was explained well.
Yes,
because you're in a situation where you're going to pay it back.
Absolutely.
Well. But someone that is just getting married and they just want to fund it because it's been their dream
Absolutely
life.
not. That's 100% not.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that nutty, bro?
I know. 100% not. And most people, they make financial best. And I get it. You have your significant other. Maybe she's pressuring you. I need this ill wedding. But you gotta make the right decision. You going in $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in debt, and now you're putting yourself in you're gonna have to deal with the headache now.
That's a fact. Do you have some sort of financial formula when money comes in? Like, do you save a portion, invest?
Yeah, so I invest a lot of money back into the business, but what we do is we use ADP. So I pay myself very little. I pay myself like $6,500 a month, and then obviously we have payroll, and then I advocate about 25% towards a savings account, and then we have a miscellaneous account as well. Yeah.
All right. First off, I use ADP too.
Okay.
But I'm probably gonna switch to Gusto.
Well, are you not liking ADP?
It's cool.
Oh,
but it's a relationship that I'm working with, and I like them, and they're more willing to work with you. If there's a mistake on ADP, you gotta go through so many.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna switch over to Gusto, like having payroll. And that, can you talk about the importance of payroll and not just paying people through Zelle and Cash App?
Absolutely. Payroll is important just because you look better on paper.
Yeah.
Tax time comes, I ain't gonna lie, the first year making money, taxes kick my butt. Yeah. You think you're making money. Tax time coming, you realize I made money, but you didn't make as much as you think. And then you're catching up on it. So with ADP, it's just easier because it allows me to just be more responsible. So at the end of the year, I'm not struggling. In terms of payroll, it's gonna make it easier because now your employees can get paid the right way. Only people we do, a lot of our VAs we use through Wise Bank because they from people overseas. But everyone else, you should use ADP or some sort of payment company because it's just going to make it easier on you overall.
I love that. Okay, so it's a good business to get into for funding. Obviously, everyone's always going to need funding.
Yes.
And you charge 10% on the funding.
Yes.
If I get someone, it seems so. What do you have to get funding though?
You just have to have 680 plus, preferably 700 in the right data points, 10 primary accounts, under 20% utilization, at least 3.5, 4 years of age, less than 5 inquiries in the last year, and then no derogatories, no late payments, and 2 personal credit cards with at least a $5,000 limit if you want business funding.
What if I have some derogatory?
Then we got to clean those up first.
Do you do that part?
I partner with companies who do that. Or what we do is a lot of people, again, they want to do it themselves because maybe they've been burnt by someone who does credit repair. So we leverage Metro 2. Yeah, we have a Metro 2 software.
What is Metro 2 software?
So essentially, it's an AI-powered credit software that allows you to dispute your own negative items on your own, leveraging AI.
Got it. I have a collections on my credit right now.
Okay.
Joint was like $20, bro.
It's so annoying.
It was like a doctor's something. It was like $22. And someone said, and I think I might have called and paid it off, and I think I wasn't supposed to pay it off or something like that. But you can get that off?
Yeah, you can get anything off. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you said that. People will be thinking, oh, I got collections, let me just pay it off, I can get funding. But it doesn't, because it still shows that you owed them people, right? So make sure that, I'm not gonna tell you not to pay it back, but make sure you understand that you wanna get a goodwill letter if you can. Basically, the company saying, if you pay this debt, we will remove it, and have them send that to you via email so you have it in written form saying that they're going to remove it once you pay the debt. If they would have sent you that, then you pay the debt, that's fine. But just paying it, the collection's still going to be there.
Yeah, I'm a nut. Yeah. I'm tripping. All right, look, man. 1, I'm going to send you some clients. 2, there will be a link, okay? If y'all try to get some funding, go. If you want to support this show, you want to get some funding, make sure you hit that link below. And you got some. This video will be up forever, but your webinar.
No, I got a 3-day boot camp.
Okay.
So if you're a person, you're looking for funding, or you're looking to run a 6-figure funding company, or be a middleman, a broker, I'm doing a 3-day boot camp, December 11th through 13th, where I'm going to be showing you the whole process, A to Z. I'm going to do live funding. I'm going to show you how to build out your report, and of course, how to make money part-time or full-time. All right, so all you got to do is, I'm sure the link will be in this bio, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at Darius Benders and DM me the word boot camp.
I love it. You going to show them how to connect with the bank and create your little, okay?
Yes, sir.
I like that. Yes, all right, man. Anything we need to keep in mind? Any words of wisdom as we wrap up?
Words of wisdom. I know the new year is coming up and everyone talks about new year, new me. But I always say, in order for a new outcome, you got to make sure that the inputs change. So if you want change, it starts with you. Just make sure that you're preparing now, because, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So biggest thing is, learn more and you'll earn more, and make sure that you get clarity and direction from a person who's done the thing that you're looking to go, so you can get there faster.
There it is, man. Make sure y'all follow Darius Benders on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
At Darius Benders.
At Darius Benders. I'm sure it's below or in the video somewhere. But thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all check this out. Send this to somebody who wants to understand business and how to build a funding company. I think this guy is incredible. I'm these days, I'm not aligning with too many people, but he booked an event at the Creators Clubhouse, and I saw all these people coming in that are learning how to build their funding company. I thought it was super interesting. I'm like, yo, that's dope. So, yeah, man, check them out. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Go get you some social proof, meaning go build something really, really big. But after you become successful, you need to go back to your community and teach them how you did it. It's the only way our community grows. All right, we are out of here. Peace. First off, congratulations on watching this whole episode. If you like this episode you just watched, check out this one right here. I handcrafted this one for you because you like the one you just watched. Check it out.